again. It's a rich thing.
Welcome back to another video, guys. So yeah, it's extremely late. I forgot, then I remembered, then I forgot again. But I thought I don't want to miss it off my playlist, so this is November Birthstone set, guys. The Birthstone for November was citrine topaz, so I've gone with like a yellowy orange kind of set, and I'm going to be using hard gel. I'm using EG08 hard gel from Born Pretty, but it is freezing outside. It was solid. So I've got my little heat coaster out, and I just stick it on that heat coaster just for 5 minutes, and it just loosens it up a bit and makes it a little bit more flowy. I'm just going to be using my long Coffin, nothing extreme today, and I'm just going to quickly glue these tips on. Yeah, guys, I totally forgot about my Birthstone series. Then I remembered about a week before the end of November, then I forgot again. I am going to do a little bit of a chit chat video just to let you all catch up on where I've been, what I've been doing. A lot of unanswered questions you all keep asking me. So yeah, I think I'm going to answer a few of your questions in the next week or so. And yeah, just bring you all up to date on where I'm at, what I've been doing, where I've been, what's going on in my life, all the fun stuff. Right, so I'm going to do a hard gel set. I've just glued those tips on, and I'm just blending in where they've been glued on and scratching up the shiny surface. Get the shine off those nail tips. Gel won't stick to a shiny surface, so I've gave them all a nice buff and a scuff. So now I'm just going to give what would be the natural nail. You want to give it a really good rubbing coating of base coat. Before base coat, if these was on my natural nails, I'd use a primer, dehydrator, bond, whatever system it is you use. Do that before your base coat. So they've been cured in a lamp for 30 seconds, and I've pulled out some angel paper. I thought this was a perfect colour. It's like a yellowy, orangey, perfect. So I'm just going to cut some little strips. I'm keeping them really thin, but each strip I'm kind of cutting to a point, because I want them to kind of slot up and down next to each other. So I've just cut a load of them off. I'm going to be putting these on the pointer and the ring finger. So again, I'm using a base coat. I'm not going to cure this base coat. I'm just going to start placing those little bits of angel paper. I just wanted them in the tip. I'm going to be doing a bit of a fade kind of thing. I just wanted them in the tip area. I wasn't bothered about how it looked up the top, because I'm going to be putting hard gel over the top part. So just kind of slotting them all in side by side, leaving some little gaps. I didn't want to completely cover that tip. I did want some transparent bits. So just slot them all in like that, and then I'm going to stick that in the lamp for 30 seconds, and I've done exactly the same on the ring finger. Isn't that pretty? You can get this angel paper in all different colours as well. It is beautiful. So again, I'm going in with another base coat because I want to seal these in, and I need a tacky layer for this hard gel. So that has all been cured now. I'm starting with just a little small bead of that hard gel, and I'm just going to push it and keep tucking it into my cuticle area, and you'll see I kind of tuck it and pat it really gently down my side walls as well. I actually left this on my heat coaster for far too long, and it was a little bit runny, but it was fine. I worked with it. So I've tucked it down them side walls now, and then just using the very tip of my brush and really light touches, I'm just going to kind of pitter-patter the edge of that hard gel down the nail and just fade it off, just like that. I'm going to stick that in the lamp for half a cure, 30 seconds, and then I'm going to do exactly the same with a little bit of a bigger bead this time. So same again, I'm going to start by just tucking it and pushing it into my cuticle as close as I can get it without touching the skin, and then just pat it down my side walls. And then you'll see me kind of swipe side to side. I try and keep it in a straight line when I'm swiping like that, because it helps get that fade nice and even. So just really light touches, fade it off, and then that's going to get a full 60 seconds cure now. So I've done exactly the same on the ring finger. They've both been cured. So onto the middle finger now. This is just going to be a full nail of the hard gel. So I'm starting with a really thin slip layer, and this slip layer, it just helps your next bead that you put on, it just helps it glide so much smoother and easier down the nail. So I'm starting with, I'd say, like a medium sized bead, and same as before, I'm tucking it and pushing it into my cuticle area and down my side walls. But this time I'm just going to keep swiping that bead all the way down the nail. If you point your finger downwards, the gel will start dripping by itself, and just guide it with your brush like that, swiping side to side. And then I always like to just quickly swipe up and down my sides, just to make sure there's nothing hanging over them edges. Whatever's hanging over them edges, you'll just have to file it off in a minute. So I always like to get my edges nice and straight, make sure it's not all bulked up at the sides. And then that's going to get a full 60 seconds cure. I'm going in with a bigger bead this time, but you'll notice with this bead I'm going to leave a lot of it up in that top third area, because they are quite long nails. You're going to need a thickish apex, so I've left a really thick bit up at the top, and I'm just pulling a little thin bit down, keeping it thin at that tip. And as it was a little bit runny, you'll see me holding the nail upside down, just to bring some of that gel back into the middle, because it did start trying to bulk up at the sides. It was really runny because I left it on the coaster for too long. So hold it upside down like that, and it just brings the gel back into the middle where it should be. So that's had a full cure now, and I've done exactly the same on the pinky. I'll just show you doing this one last layer with the pinky. So while that's curing in the lamp, I've got a brand new glitter collection to show you from Colours World. Look at this, guys. So it's an ultra thin, very fine glitter, perfect to just top coat straight over. You wouldn't need to use a builder gel with this. A top coat would cover this because it's so thin. Beautiful colours. It's just like a small hex and an ultra fine. There's 12 different colours in this collection. They're all kind of iridescent and slightly transparent. They are beautiful. I was gonna use the yellow, that's why I pulled this collection out, but I ended up not using it. I'll show you the glitter I used in just a sec. I have got discount codes for Colours World on AliExpress and Colours World website. I'll leave them all in my description box, and I'll leave links to both glitter collections as well. So this is the glitter I ended up using. I should have showed you all 12 of this collection as well, but I didn't. This is like a yellowy orange, perfect topaz kind of colour, isn't it? Slightly transparent, bit more of a chunky mix. So I'm just going to put a tiny little sprinkle into this wet base coat. Just a tiny kind of flutter, just going slightly up onto that hard gel. Tiny bit on this finger and a tiny bit on the ring finger. I'm going to cure them in the lamp, and I am going to do a little bit of a cuticle fade on the pinky as well, just using some of the little small bits. I just wanted a tiny little bit of a fade, and I'm going to stick that in the lamp as well. So that's all my little glittery pieces done now. So I'm going to encapsulate the pointer, and the ring finger are completely flat at that tip area. There's no strength really, or structure or shape. So I'm using the clear extension gel, hard gel from Born Pretty, and I'm just going to finish building these nails, give them a bit of an apex and a bit of strength. This gel was even runnier than the coloured gel that I'd used. I left it again on the heat coaster for far too long. So you will watch me fighting with this clear and holding it upside down a couple of times. But we got there. Right, so that's them all fully encapsulated now. I've gave them a file and a buff off camera today. And I wanted this set matte. I thought that angel paper, I did intend on doing them glossy, but after seeing them filed and buffed, I just thought that angel paper looked so much better in matte. You could see the layers a bit better and the depth. They just look better in matte. So you can see there the glossy. I'll let you have a quick look at them in the glossy, and you can all let me know whether you preferred them in the glossy or the matte. But I think they looked so much better in the matte. So that is them in the glossy. I mean, they're nice, but I think they look so much better in the matte. Definitely. Right, so to finish these off now, I've pulled out some of these little gold embellishment things. I'm going to use a couple of those and my gold caviar beads for all my nooks and crannies. And I used one of these. I thought they just looked like topaz, didn't they? Perfect. And I'm going to use a mixture of the yellow and the orangey kind of crystals out of this set. So I'm just going to start adding my rhinestone glue just a little bit at a time, and I'm just going to cure a few of my crystals at a time. Instead of trying to do them all in one go, it gets really difficult. So just cure them a little bit at a time. So I'm just going to let you watch, guys. I'm not going to show you all of it because it was a rather lot. I'll just show you a few little bits and bats. So there we go, better late than never, and I actually think these were well worth waiting for. I was thinking I can't do a yellow set in December. I didn't know what to do, but I'm so glad I did them because I think this might even be my favourite set out of my Birthstone series so far. And you could do this set in pink, in blue, in green, any colour, angel paper and glitter. You could replicate this set. I think it would look so pretty in pink. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. I'm so sorry it was late. I will leave a playlist to my Birthstone series if you want to check out what I've done for the rest of the year. One more left, December, and I'll make sure I get that done in time, I promise. But I absolutely love how these turned out. Thanks for watching. Please remember to give the video a quick thumbs up, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And hopefully I'll see you all back in my next one. Take care. Bye.